I'm very privileged in a whole lot of ways, and then in other ways, I'm very not.
How would you define privilege?
I would define privilege as something that gives any particular person an advantage over the mass population.
I still don't know what I'm gonna say. Some people may have things easier than others, and by easy, I don't mean like you still don't go through really hard things in your life, but maybe you have a little bit more help.
My hands are like sweating. I would define privilege as a quality that gives a person an advantage over other people, and that quality could be related to your race, your gender identity, your family, upbringing.
I would define privilege based off of income, and I feel like a lot of the time we base it off of race, but they're directly correlated.
Privilege to me is kind of like an asset or advantage that people have based off their upbringing, whether it's race, where they live, who their friends are.
Trying to define privilege, I realized put on the spot is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. It really made me think how there are a lot of different aspects to this conversation.
If you ever grew up in a two-parent household, take a step forward.
It's a word in the dictionary, but it means so much more than what the definition is. And I feel like the real definition encompasses so much more than what you can write on paper.
Ever graduated from college without student loans, take a step forward.
When I saw everybody that was going to be in the lineup, I kind of thought I was going to be more towards the front, but to see what actually happened, it kind of opens your eyes to different people's experiences and different people's lives.
If you ever vacationed with your family outside of the U.S., take a step forward.
Honestly, I wasn't surprised by where I ended up, and it's literally just because how I've grown up.
If one of your parents are or was a white-collar professional, such as a doctor or a lawyer, take a step forward.
Question, what about like teacher, like college teacher?
I will count that.
Okay.
Everyone in my family is educated. Most of them are Ivy League educated. So for me, I've always felt a little guilty about the privilege that I have when I look at other Black Americans in the country.
Last question. If you ever attended private school at any point in your life, take a step forward.
I'm comfortable to say that I have a little bit of privilege because of my upbringing, but I don't think I didn't expect myself to make it that far. I'm very blessed, and I've been able to surpass a lot of expectations of what a privileged person in America looks like.
I didn't necessarily expect to be the furthest behind in the lineup, but I like to change my perspective on it because I grew up low income and I still had like a lot more privileges than a lot of people who I know.
I just liked seeing that there was one on each line. It was kind of cool that we got to each kind of represent different lines, and I also just have an appreciation for all of us and all of our journeys. Like, we all have different stories and backgrounds, and it's really cool to kind of see that you don't know what a person's lived experience is ever.
If you do it too high, it's gonna land at the top. So you have to do it.
If you don't throw them damn balls.
Listen, I'm trying to, you know.
What?
Oh, I made it on one.
It's kind of impressive.
Despite me being right in the front, I didn't think I was gonna land that. I don't know if that had to do with my privilege or my lack of athletic ability.
I was honestly in the best position on the line. Like, yeah, Leah was one step ahead, but she's also to the right of me. I'm directly in front of this thing. I just happen to suck at this game. However, if I was good at the game, it would have been a cinch.
I don't like yard games. The experience of the game was a really cool metaphorical representation of the imbalances, I guess, that we all go through, and just showing the challenges.
It did a thing.
Hit it, rap.
That was low. I needed a better arc on that one. I'm a competitive person, but knowing that I was 3 rows back compared to some other people, or just different rows compared to other people, it didn't really bother me. It just seemed like I just had a different obstacle. That is like life, though.
I just hope I land on that green.
Oh!
Didn't even bounce.
That
Should be extra points.
That was fire.
Making the shot, like, I guess was like proving to myself that I could do it.
Seeing like Asia is over here, like that's crazy that I'm literally standing right in front of it. She did it, and that was really awesome to see.
So many people have gone through different trials, tribulations that you don't know, so don't judge them.
The experience of the game was interesting. It was a way to kind of conceptualize a subject that's hard for us to talk about.
Honestly, I was a little embarrassed. I don't like talking about, I don't think anyone likes talking about money or privilege or class or race or anything like that, but I do think that this is a conversation that needs to be had.
The biggest thing that we can do is like recognize where we are in terms of our own personal privilege and try and build up people who are less privileged than we are.